A lot of the Democrats in that committee gave the governor a hard time on this thing, saying that her comments today in the paper were uncompromising, to say to be diplomatic. So, your thoughts about that?
Individual members of the legislature have a right to say what they want, but at the end of the day, they were elected to make a decision. And if they believe that this decision is to bring up another bill and they want to push that bill forward, that's their constitutional right. The executive said, this is what I believe, the governor believes this is the right direction, and she's going to stand by that. To use that as an excuse or whatever is simply really disingenuous on their part. At the end of the day, the governor believes this is the right direction for the state, and she will continue to push for repeal of driver's licenses to individuals who have entered our country illegally.
Could you give us any insight on what the stumbling block was on this close compromise that they were almost able to reach? Did you have any insight on that?
I had quite a bit of insight, and I don't remember there being a close compromise. So,
so
the
was
issue
it really
of compromise
close?
is, some people say the compromise is doing what I believe you should do, as opposed to coming to some agreement. And listening to the rhetoric today, that's exactly what it was. Their idea of compromise was, hey, come do what we said we want to do, as opposed to what you want to do, and then we'll call that compromise. That's not compromise.
Last question for you. From a political standpoint, practically, okay, you can probably get this through the House. Can you get it through the Senate where it's 28-14 Democrat?
The Senate's going to have to vote their conscience. They're going to have to go in and really look at this and say, is this good policy? And they're going to have to vote it and then be held accountable for the vote, just like everybody else is held accountable. So, but I don't know how the senators will vote. They'll have an opportunity, we hope, if it comes off the floor, to make that decision. And we hope that they'll allow it to move through the process so that they can make that vote, make that decision, and tell the voters where they stand on this.
Is this really kind of a black and white issue where you either repeal it and you change the law, or you don't?
Well, you can't be in a country half legal or half illegal, and you can't commit fraud halfway. And the problem is, this is a full-out fraud. Documents are being used. You've seen it. We've all seen it, and it is a huge problem. So it is. You have to make a decision. Do you agree with the allowance of this, or do you not? It's very clear.